Everybody, it's Felisa. This is going to be an entry into Vlogmas. It's a beautiful day in my neighborhood. It's the afternoon. I took the day off. I had a mani. So I just wanted to indulge in a little bit of self-care today. I also have got to go get an oil change and run some additional errands. But I'm okay with that. And I honestly am in a great mood today. Yeah, like I just really feel good and I'm happy about that. I feel like the fog is lifting. I feel like, you know, I'm coming more into myself. And one of the challenges that I presented myself for December is, you know, to do things that make me happy, that stretch, you know, like my not necessarily my boundaries, but challenge like my preconceived notions and how I view myself. Not necessarily about anybody else, but how I view myself and how I shape myself in order to fit in this world. And one of the things that I did today was to be out in the world with my flat face or sans makeup. And I know that, you know, a lot of people are like, girl, that ain't no big deal. But for me, it really is, because, you know, I was always taught that as a woman, you present yourself, you know, best face forward, best foot forward, you know, that you have one time to make a first impression, which I still believe is true. But a lot of that came from, you know, the era of my grandmother, who was born in 1899. So let that soak in for a minute. And so she would never consider going out in the world without, you know, her wig firmly in place. Sorry, Granny, but her wig firmly in place, her powder and her rouge, and, you know, she never wore pants, so she always wore a dress. But, you know, depending on where she went, it would dictate the type of dress that she wore. You know, she would never be caught dead in her house dress. Her house dress then is considered a bonnet now. Like, yeah, please. Anyway. No, I would never be out in the streets with my bonnet on. I've had a couple of times where I have run out in my pajama bottoms, but that is to the CVS and it's on the corner. And like, I needed something in an emergency capacity and I ran out and got it and prayed that nobody saw me. But I think a lot of her teaching and a lot of her instruction for me, while I hold a lot of that dear as far as, you know, being shaped as a woman, you know, just different things like, you know, it took me forever to get out of the habit of wearing a slip with every dress, whether it was lined or not, because my grandmother was so adamant about foundational garments. My mom too. Or, you know, wearing a girdle because you didn't want buttocks moving all over the place, just, you know, because you're calling unnecessary attention to yourself. Or, you know, making sure that you had a good brassiere, or, you know, making sure that you had hose when you went out. Like, being bare-legged was like, oh my God, that was scandalous. So I know that I'm saying this and people are like, are you serious right now? Like, what? Yeah, but that was the thing, and that was the way that I was raised, and I don't want to like throw all of those things out. I think that just certain things are in me, but that whole, you know, full face full of makeup or even light makeup just to go out and present myself to the world, like, I don't want to hide behind makeup and, you know, whatever, and feel a certain way about myself if I don't have that presentation. Furthermore, you know, like, if my future husband happens to stumble across me while I'm fresh-faced and flat-faced in the Home Depot, like, this is what you get, boo. When you wake up in the morning, this is what's gonna be staring back at you. Like, seriously, hey. So, I mean, you may as well get a look at it. Like, I put on the appropriate lotions and skin moisturizer, and I try and take care of my skin, but it is what it is. And, you know, I don't want to feel self-confident or feel less than self-confident or self-aware, or, you know, feel like my self-esteem is impacted because I'm not wearing makeup. And again, I know for a lot of you guys that might be silly, but, you know, that really and truly has been my orientation. So for me to be like just out running errands and, you know, like going hither and thon, to and fro, without it, like, I think that's a huge step in the right direction for me. So, you know, I want to continue to grow and to evolve and to move towards that, and to move towards, you know, just being comfortable in my own skin, you know, being comfortable with, you know, having a fupa, being comfortable with, you know, having a certain amount of thigh meat, and, you know, just, you know, that I've gained weight, and, you know, not really downing myself, just being okay as a woman and saying, you know, this is me in all my glory and all my thickness and, you know, my skinness. I just think that more of us need to get to that place and just be okay with who we are and who we present as, and not be so consumed with always presenting this, I don't want to call it a facade, but presenting this alternative component of who we are. Because, yeah, no, just be you, sis, and be flat-faced and basic sometimes, because maybe your basicness is somebody else's awesomeness. Who knows? And even if it's nobody else's awesomeness, it should be your awesomeness. I'm Felisa, and I hope that y'all having a great day, and I'll talk to you later.